They say silence is golden, but for a Sigma male, silence is lethal. It's not the kind of calm that comes from peace, it's the kind that comes from control. When you look into his eyes, you don't see excitement or rage, you see calculation. You see a man who has already accepted the chaos of the world, and mastered it. That's what makes his calm so dangerous. It's not emptiness. It's containment. He's not suppressing emotion, he's refining it into precision. Because when a Sigma male becomes calm, he's not surrendering. He's preparing. This is the untold reality of the dangerous calm that surrounds every Sigma. A silence that shields his mind, hides his intentions, and terrifies those who try to control him. 1. His calm is a weapon, not a weakness. Most people mistake calmness for passivity. They think a man who doesn't react is indifferent. But the Sigma's calm isn't about not feeling, it's about choosing when to act. He's learned through pain that reacting emotionally gives others control. So he trains himself to slow his heartbeat, to observe before speaking, to think before moving. He knows that the most dangerous man in the room is never the loud one, it's the one who looks unbothered while everyone else is losing control. That's the Sigma. When conflict arises, his silence unsettles people. When chaos erupts, his calm presence dominates it. It's psychological warfare, and he's mastered it. He doesn't have to raise his voice to command respect. He doesn't need aggression to assert dominance. His composure is the dominance. That calm aura isn't the absence of emotion, it's emotion tamed by intelligence. And when that calm finally breaks, the results are precise, powerful, and irreversible. 2. The calm that comes from pain. A Sigma male's calm isn't natural, it's forged. It's born in silence, after years of betrayal, heartbreak, and disillusionment. He's been let down enough times to stop expecting honesty. He's been underestimated enough times to stop explaining himself. He's been through storms that taught him one sacred lesson: the world doesn't care about your emotions. So he stopped showing them. He built a calm exterior not to hide who he is, but to protect what he's become. Every Sigma has walked through that fire. And when you walk through enough pain alone, you stop flinching at small things. Someone's opinion? Doesn't shake him. An insult? Irrelevant. A temporary loss? Just part of the game. He's seen worse, and survived it. That's why his calm feels so dangerous. It's not fake serenity, it's the silence of someone who's already endured the worst and refused to break. 3. He observes what others miss. The Sigma's calm isn't passive, it's active awareness. While others talk, he listens. While others show off, he studies. He watches body language, tone, energy shifts. He notices who interrupts whom, who avoids eye contact, who overcompensates. In seconds, he understands the room better than anyone else. That's his silent advantage. His calm gives him time to process what others are too distracted to see. He's not in a rush to be understood, he's in a rush to understand. That's why people can't predict him. They think he's quiet because he's shy or disinterested, but he's really running mental simulations, reading patterns, evaluating threats, spotting weaknesses. It's this observational calm that makes him seem intimidating. Because while everyone else reacts, he's already planned 5 moves ahead. And that's why people don't know how to deal with him. He's calm not because he doesn't care, but because he's already figured it out. 4. He's calm because he's detached from the outcome. Most people panic because they're attached to approval, to success, to control. The Sigma male's calmness comes from detachment. He knows that no matter how much you want something, desperation only makes you weaker. So he stops chasing. He gives his best effort, and lets the rest fall where it may. This detachment gives him an unfair advantage. He can negotiate, argue, and decide without emotional bias. He doesn't fear rejection or failure, because his self-worth isn't tied to them. It's the same reason his relationships are stable: he doesn't manipulate or beg. He allows others to stay or leave, knowing his peace doesn't depend on them. That kind of calm confuses people used to control and chaos. They can't handle someone who truly doesn't need them. And that's what makes him so dangerous. He can't be manipulated through fear, love, or approval. His calm is his immunity. 5. His calm breaks people's masks. The Sigma's calm has a strange effect on others, it reveals them. Put him in a room with fake people, and his silence exposes every insecurity. They start talking more, fidgeting more, trying harder to prove something. Because his calmness becomes a mirror, reflecting everything they try to hide. He doesn't have to interrogate, his mere presence forces truth out of people. The fake become loud, the insecure become defensive, and the dishonest crumble under the weight of their own words. This is why people say something about him feels intimidating. It's not his muscles, his tone, or his words, it's the psychological stillness. He's so centered within himself that anyone unstable feels the imbalance immediately. His calm becomes an X-ray, cutting through pretense and exposing the raw truth beneath. And once he sees the truth, he never forgets it. He'll still treat you with respect, but deep down, he'll know exactly who you are. That's the danger of his calm. It doesn't just protect him, it reveals everyone else. 6. He controls energy, not just emotions. Most people think calmness is emotional stillness, but for a Sigma male, it's energetic mastery. He doesn't just silence his mind, he controls the energy that surrounds him. When he walks into a room, people feel something, that heavy quiet, that grounded stillness. It's not arrogance or distance, it's energetic awareness. He knows how to read frequencies, the mood, the tension, the hidden intentions. And instead of matching that chaos, he neutralizes it. That's why manipulators fail around him. They throw emotional bait, hoping to trigger him, but his calm is unshakable. He can feel the manipulation forming, and he simply doesn't feed it. His power comes from emotional non-reactivity. He absorbs the chaos, filters it through logic, and sends back silence. And that silence disarms everyone. Because in a world addicted to reaction, calm is the ultimate rebellion. And the Sigma uses it like a silent force field. 7. He uses stillness to gather power. To the Sigma, stillness isn't inaction, it's incubation. When others rush to act, he pauses to align. Every quiet moment he spends alone is strategic. While others fear boredom, he's building focus. While others distract themselves, he's mastering patience. That's how he grows in the shadows, his progress isn't visible until it's unstoppable. He doesn't announce goals, he achieves them. He doesn't show his process, only the result. The world sees his calm as laziness, but it's a cover for momentum that's invisible. Like a sniper holding his breath before the shot, silence isn't hesitation, it's precision. This stillness gives him an edge that few men have. He waits for the perfect moment, then acts with surgical intent. He knows that the loudest person in the room is rarely the strongest, and the quietest one is usually planning something big. That's the Sigma's secret, the calm before the strike isn't weakness. It's timing. 8. He's calm because he's already accepted the chaos. A Sigma male doesn't expect life to be fair. He doesn't wait for stability, he builds his calm inside instability. He's seen too much to be naive. He knows people change, plans fail, and loyalty fades. And instead of fighting that truth, he embraces it. That's why he's so hard to shake. Where others panic over uncertainty, the Sigma breathes through it. He's not calm in spite of the chaos, he's calm because of it. He's built his peace in the middle of storms, not outside them. He's trained himself to operate while everything else falls apart. That kind of composure scares people, because they can't understand how someone can be so steady while everything's burning. But for the Sigma, that's the point. He's not waiting for life to get easier. He's becoming the man who can handle it no matter how hard it gets. That's not calm, that's emotional dominance. 9. His calm makes him unpredictable. People fear what they can't read, and the Sigma is unreadable. His calm turns him into a mystery. When others express every emotion, he keeps his poker face. When they show fear, he shows stillness. When they expect anger, he gives silence. That unpredictability makes him dangerous. You never know what he's thinking, what he'll do, or when he'll act. He doesn't reveal his intentions, he lets people underestimate him. That's when his calm becomes his camouflage. He lets others assume he's passive, until it's too late. When he finally moves, it's swift, precise, and devastating. He's the kind of man who lets people talk themselves into false confidence. Then he flips the script, quietly, efficiently, completely. That's the calm predator instinct of the Sigma. His silence isn't absence, it's positioning. He's always 10 steps ahead, and no one even knows he's moving. 10. His calm hides fire. Inside every Sigma's calm exterior burns a controlled flame. He feels deeply, he just refuses to let emotions dictate his direction. That's what people misunderstand. They think calm means numb, detached, robotic. But in truth, he feels everything, the anger, the sadness, the love, the betrayal. He just filters it through wisdom before acting. He's mastered emotional transmutation, turning pain into drive, heartbreak into wisdom, silence into focus. When he's hurt, he doesn't lash out, he levels up. When he's disrespected, he doesn't argue, he upgrades. When he's doubted, he doesn't seek validation, he proves people wrong by existing at a higher level. That's the real danger of his calm. It's not lifelessness, it's self-control in its purest form. Because once a man learns to feel everything without showing it, you can't break him anymore. 11. His calm commands respect without demand. True authority doesn't come from shouting or commanding, it radiates quietly. And that's what happens around the Sigma male. He doesn't need to remind people of his worth. He doesn't need to prove his strength. His calm speaks for him. In a world full of overcompensation and noise, his quiet confidence feels like power. People start lowering their voices around him, not because he intimidates them intentionally, but because his composure demands respect. They sense that beneath that calm surface lies something sharp, something controlled, something they don't want to provoke. He never begs for attention, it finds him. He doesn't fight for dominance, others instinctively yield it. That's the paradox, the quieter he gets, the more powerful he becomes. Because real presence doesn't come from volume, it comes from vibration. And the Sigma's calm vibration says everything without a single word. 12. His calm breaks people's control over him. The Sigma male's calm is his ultimate defense system. Society runs on emotional manipulation, advertisements that prey on insecurity, people who provoke reactions, systems that reward obedience. But the Sigma? He's immune to it all. Try to guilt him, he sees through it. Try to insult him, he doesn't flinch. Try to pressure him, he becomes quieter. That calm cuts every string that others try to pull. He doesn't give emotional access easily. You can't control a man who doesn't react the way you expect. And that's what breaks manipulators, they depend on chaos. They thrive on emotional instability. But when faced with the Sigma's stillness, they lose their power entirely. He's not cold, he's simply centered. And in that center, no one's opinion, threat, or manipulation can touch him. That's the kind of calm that dismantles entire systems of control, silently. 13. He uses calmness to dominate conversations. When most people talk, they rush to fill silence. But the Sigma knows, silence is control. He doesn't interrupt, doesn't overshare, doesn't chase approval with words. He lets silence do the talking. That pause between his sentences? It unnerves people. They start explaining more, just to fill the space. They reveal secrets, insecurities, motives, while he simply listens. It's psychological mastery. He lets them feel the need to impress him while he gathers information. The less he says, the more powerful his words become. Because in conversation, calmness is control, and silence is dominance. He's not trying to win arguments, he's reading the opponent. And when he finally decides to speak, every word lands like a calculated strike. That's why people remember his conversations. Not because he talked the most, but because his silence made them reveal everything. 14. He can walk away without hesitation. The calmest men are the ones who can walk away without looking back. And that's the Sigma's greatest strength. He's calm because he's detached from need. He doesn't cling to jobs, relationships, or validation. If something starts disturbing his peace, he leaves. No drama. No noise. Just silence. That kind of calm terrifies people. Because they can't manipulate someone who doesn't need them. They can't threaten loss to a man who's already made peace with being alone. His silence after walking away isn't passive, it's final. It says, "You no longer have access to me." And while others spend months explaining or defending themselves, he simply disappears, calm, composed, and untouchable. That's not emotional detachment, that's emotional power. Because the Sigma male's calm isn't about staying still, it's about knowing exactly when to move on. 15. His calm turns pain into strategy. Every Sigma has been betrayed, underestimated, or left behind, but what separates him is what he does next. He doesn't complain. He doesn't seek revenge through chaos. He studies the pain, like data. He extracts lessons, observes patterns, and files them away for later. That heartbreak that destroyed him once? It becomes fuel. That failure that humiliated him? It becomes experience. While others drown in emotion, he turns emotion into wisdom. His calm allows him to process pain without losing clarity. And when he rises again, he's smarter, colder, more strategic. People think he's changed. No, he's evolved. That's the dangerous part. The Sigma never forgets, but he never reacts. He learns in silence, then acts in ways no one sees coming. His calm isn't healing, it's reprogramming. Every scar becomes a blueprint for his next victory. 16. His calm turns fear into focus. Most people freeze when they're afraid. The Sigma? He slows down. Fear doesn't paralyze him, it sharpens him. He's trained himself to recognize fear not as danger, but as data. When his heart rate rises, when his instincts tighten, he doesn't panic. He observes. He analyzes the threat, breaks it down, calculates his response. He knows that emotion without direction is chaos, but emotion with discipline becomes fire. That's why you'll never see him crumble under pressure. When everyone else loses control, he becomes quieter, more centered, almost eerily composed. That calm focus turns him into something unshakable. It's not that he doesn't feel fear, he just doesn't feed it. He's learned that fear only controls those who resist it. The Sigma lets it flow through him, and then turns it into momentum. That's why he seems invincible. Because the calm you see on the outside is just focused fear turned into purpose. 17. His calm makes him unreachable. You can't manipulate what you can't touch, and that's the Sigma's ultimate advantage. People try to get emotional reactions out of him, but he doesn't give them the satisfaction. They insult, they provoke, they play games, but his calm remains unshaken. He's mastered emotional boundaries. He knows that reacting to nonsense is giving away energy. So he keeps his peace guarded like a fortress. The world runs on noise, drama, ego, and distraction. But the Sigma operates in silence. And that silence makes him unpredictable. He's unreachable not because he's arrogant, but because he values his energy too much to waste it. You can't argue with a man who doesn't respond. You can't control someone who's immune to validation. You can't destroy someone who no longer depends on others for peace. That's the real danger of his calm. He's built peace so deeply inside that no one else can disturb it. 18. His calm inspires and intimidates. The Sigma's calm affects people in two ways. It either inspires them or scares them. Some see him as a model of composure. They watch how he navigates chaos without losing himself and wonder how he does it. They sense the discipline, the emotional intelligence, the quiet strength, and they respect it. Others? They're terrified. His silence makes them uncomfortable. His lack of reaction exposes their insecurity. They can't read him, can't provoke him, can't figure him out, so they label him cold or distant. But the truth is, he's simply balanced. He's not here to prove a point, he is the point. His calm becomes contagious to those who are ready to grow, and threatening to those who aren't. That's the duality of a Sigma's energy. He's both a mirror and a storm. You either evolve around him, or get exposed by him. 19. His calm is the result of knowing himself. A man who knows himself can't be shaken, and that's what the Sigma has mastered. He's faced his own darkness, confronted his flaws, and accepted his contradictions. That's why he's calm, because he's no longer running from who he is. He doesn't need validation, doesn't chase approval, doesn't seek identity in the crowd. He knows what he believes in, what he stands for, and what he'll walk away from. That kind of self-knowledge gives him an aura of stillness. He doesn't panic when misunderstood. He doesn't argue to be right. He's already at peace with himself. Most men try to build confidence from outside: success, image, status. The Sigma builds it from the inside: solitude, mastery, understanding. That's why his calm feels ancient, almost spiritual. He's not fighting himself anymore. And that inner harmony radiates through every moment of his life. 20. His calm is the birthplace of power. In the end, the Sigma's calm isn't just a mindset, it's his superpower. It's the foundation of his confidence, the root of his wisdom, and the source of his control. Every great decision, every victory, every moment of clarity begins in that stillness. He's learned that noise doesn't create power, focus does. And calmness is focus perfected. The world mistakes motion for progress, but the Sigma knows, the stillest water runs the deepest. He doesn't chase storms anymore. He becomes the eye of them. His calm isn't just protection, it's projection. It radiates authority, peace, and danger all at once. Because only a man who's mastered his inner world can truly command the outer one. That's why his calm feels dangerous. It's not passive, it's potential. And when that potential is unleashed, nothing can stand in his way. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. Your support means a lot.